heartbeats. Basically, we want to find a way to use music to motivate people even more to work out. So we built our system for high intensity interval training, which has a highly variable heart rate, and depending where a user's heart rate is compared to target heart rate zones, will determine if the music tempo is kept constant, sped up, or slowed down.
Then the part that I enjoyed the most was just being able to do a computer science project that had to do with exercising, because it's kind of like combining my two worlds.
Thanks for watching.
Inside Art, which is a system that compares the information retention and navigation in self-guided tours. So this project is about finding a difference in user experience between 2D self-guided tours and 3D self-guided tours, specifically in the LCA.
I would say the most surprising, probably how there was more information that was remembered in the 2D tour versus the AR tour.
My favorite part was developing the AR tour because I never knew there was like the whole AR side of Snapchat where you can use glasses to scan different markers, see 3D objects pop up. So that was really cool.
So I'm part of Team 3 and we're using augmented reality and large language models in order to help people learn a second language, specifically Spanish.
Our whole system is about producing conversation with simulated agents. So basically what that means is that you put on an AR headset and there's two virtual avatars that appear in front of you and you're able to talk with them in a foreign language to help improve your speaking ability.
¿En qué te refieres?
Los giros son esos momentos inesperados que cambian la dirección de la historia.
And we decided to do this because in real life, conversation practice is something that people really need a lot, but they don't always have access to. And this is a very good tool to help people improve their confidence.
We created a product to convert recordings of educational videos into detailed records. Educational videos are a great resource, but accessing their content efficiently can be a challenge. Watching an entire video can be time-consuming. And transcripts, while quicker, often lack the necessary context, like slides, diagrams, or other visual elements. Our solution, MeetingGen, bridges this gap. The most exciting part of the project for me was the coding part of it, actually putting together the product. I really enjoyed that, and it was really fun to see all those pieces coming together and building the final product.
What was the most exciting part of the project for you?
I think the most exciting part of the project was watching the participants actually engage with our environment and like seeing how the impact, the treatment that we put in our environment actually works or not works, and seeing their reaction. Particularly for the people who've never used a VR system before, it was very interesting to see how they interact with our system.
Project was the AI code review system. We called it Revise. Our AI code review tool is in the form of a VS Code extension, which can be activated in the commands menu. Users can select a file and we will see the overall strengths and weaknesses in the sidebar, as shown here whenever we're pulling over this example piece. On the left is our sidebar, and then whenever users hover over each individual light bulb to the right here, then they can see specific line-by-line recommendations. I think the most exciting part was whenever we were all individually working on the different components of it, the back end, the database, the front end, the highlighting portion, and then the sidebar, being able to put all of these things together, like requesting to ChatGPT and then having its results physically in an IDE and something that you could interact with and mess with and really toy around with. I think that was the most exciting part for us, was just seeing it all come together.
Now let us move on to a demonstration of our system, a Chrome extension that creates AI-generated images based on user-inputted content, which we have specifically tailored to Reddit. First, we have a user metrics database that keeps track of how many times each user uses our extension to generate an image along with the user's email address. Then a user can install or import our Chrome extension by downloading our extension code package and loading it onto the Chrome extension management page. After they load the extension, they are asked to sign in using their Google authentication information, which allows us to track their usage information for our study and store the subsequent data into our Azure SQL database. Right after they log in with Google, our extension updates our database so that the user's email is recorded with an initial generate image count of 0. When a user wishes to make a post on Reddit, they can type directly into the text box for posting on Reddit. Then, if they wish to generate an image for their social media content, they can click on our extension, which automatically extracts their textual content, generates an image using OpenAI's DALL-E, and automatically copies the generated image to their clipboard. The extension also automatically increments their generate image count whenever they generate an image. From there, users can decide whether or not they want to paste the generated image and include it as part of their Reddit post.
Science intervention is a Chrome extension that allows users to see how much energy they're using in human-readable, human-scale metrics to help users think about how much they need to use ChatGPT and better understand their personal environmental impact. Together, let's make LLM usage more environmentally conscious.
Data is so important in this day and age, and human organically generated data is currently being replaced by AI-generated data with platforms like Scale AI. And we propose an alternative solution where we redirect the agency and control back to the human crowd workers, so that instead of being employed by big platforms like Enter and Prolific, we want them to be their own employer.
Our system introduces the concept of a digital twin, an AI representation of a crowd worker that learns and mimics their individual preferences. The digital twin attempts to answer survey questions on behalf of the human, but defers to them in cases of uncertainty.
Hey Ella, what are you working on? I'm trying to figure out what people are saying about AI. There's just too much to go through. Why don't you just use Policy Pulse?
So we allowed policy researchers to come to our site and click on a specific subreddit forum and analyze the entire subreddit forum and extract all the key themes and all the key subtopics for those themes. You can see all the diverse opinions related to that policy topic, so that they're not relegated to an echo chamber and they can see a diverse array of opinions at an extremely more efficient rate.
Our research is essentially finding out whether generative AI can produce ethical outputs regarding emerging technologies. That's a lot of projects, right? And so what we did is we created a roadmap that can help you assess that via users inputting all those kind of startup proposal ideas and interacting with the chat feature. We wanted this eventually to be a IRB streamlined process, as in you fill out, for example, your IRB proposal, and it'll tell you legal and ethical implications of that. So that way, potentially, you're going through less back and forth.